I am totally not sleep deprived.
Says it slower. Nice. What's up, besties?
What's up? We're back.
It's Katie.
And Lauren, and I am not in my room right now. I am at my mom's house.
And I am still in the same place, just have a different thing over the back. Welcome to our pod, and today we are here to give you some tea and some love advice.
On our love triangle drama that we had in high school that we both experienced with the same ex.
Yeah, so before we jump in, Lauren, how's your day?
Well, besides the fact I almost got blown away yesterday and dealing with fires yesterday and today, it's been perfectly fine.
You know, every single time I ask you, you're like on the struggle bus.
I saw you yesterday. I almost blew away, guys.
You're like completely muted right now. I don't. Is your thing plugged in all the way? So, anywho, this is Lauren's room tour. That's the closet. Behind her is a TV, and I'm guessing the bathroom. There you go.
Testing, testing, testing.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, my God. As I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, the trash bags came out of my hands when we were trying to refill them, and it literally unrolled into the parking lot and started flying out and unrolling at the same time. So all those trash bags that were rolled up were completely out, flying free. So I was chasing down those trash bags and I almost had it. I went down and I grabbed it and it flew out of my hands. And my supervisor behind me was just over here. She just started dying of laughter because I was over here chasing down a trash bag on the middle of the parking lot. And then it flew onto the pillar and it got caught on the pillar and I'm over here like, stay there, don't go anywhere. And I just flew and I snatched it out of that pillar and I was like, mine. It was a day, guys, and I almost fell over my supervisor because of the wind. It was such a day. Took a video of her like showing the wind and she was like, damn girl.
It was insane. You could literally hear it on our voice messages. It was rattling her doors. It was shaking her windows. It was shaking her house. It
It
was
was so
so bad.
bad. It was really bad. And mind you, I was in the living room and you could hear it through the audio.
Mm-hmm. It
And
was
some
so loud.
trees got apparently fell on the ground in one of the streets in my city. So
That does not surprise me. Also, her wind, whenever I looked up her wind, it says it was going only 27. I'm pretty sure those were like 75 miles.
no, it was really bad, guys. It was not 27 miles per hour. I literally it felt like 90 miles per hour. And it is so funny because in our housekeeping crafting today, one of the residents was writing on their paper what they were grateful for, and she responded, "No wind today," which is very funny. I was
My day is going good. I've actually had off today, which I was thankful for. Had a little mental breakdown the other day, but I'm doing so much better. So, yippee for that. And also, I'm probably also a little extra happy because I'm sipping on something to help me get through this episode because y'all, it's crazy. You're gonna need to go get yourself a snack and a nice drink and like buckle in for this one because it's gonna be a roller coaster of emotions. But Lauren, since you were at your mom's house, do you have any plans this weekend?
just at my mom's, hanging out. And it's my stepdad's birthday tomorrow, so we're probably gonna go out and
Ooh,
celebrate his birthday.
happy birthday, stepdad.
Yay!
I don't know if he'll like us saying his name on here, so
Fair enough.
happy birthday. You said you're not experiencing any wind today. What's your weather?
We are gonna be having more windstorms this weekend, unfortunately. But right now, however, though, is yeah, unfortunately, our windstorms are not over yet. We have more windstorms coming this weekend. So, like I said, right now it's at 53, wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. We're under a red flag warning.
Hmm.
And we might be getting snow on Sunday.
You said that your weather was at 53 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Girl, same.
Yep. Really?
Right now it
Best
is
best friend
53
so hard
degrees.
that we have the same temperature.
Best friend so hard we have the same weather because I'm also going to be getting some snow on Sunday.
Best friend so hard, apparently Mother Nature likes us both.
hmm And I promise you, I am on my town. I'm not on her weather. I'm on mine. So yeah.
Ironically.
I mean, if you think about it, it's only I think either Kansas or Nebraska in between us. So it's not like we're that far from each other. Right now would be the perfect time to first of all subscribe to us if you're not subscribed, and then go get yourself a snack, go get yourself a drink, go get yourself a little
Because we're
blanket, get
telling you guys,
comfortable. You're
when
gonna
we
be here
said this is a long
a
video,
while.
this is going to be a long video. I just dig down and found more tea that I did not expect to find, but I found it.
Okie dokie. So we're gonna tell you a little story about our love triangle that me and Lauren were a part of, and so here are the characters, and they're going to be under fake names because we don't know if these people watch this and they don't need to be mentioned. So, uh, first off, we have our ex, that's going to be Snake. We have Guardian, that is my ex boyfriend who saved me from this relationship. Female Snake is the third person in this little weird love triangle. And she was a friend of Lauren's, but she broke girl code, so sorry, sis. Uh, and then we also have Ghost, um, who was my boyfriend, who unfortunately unsubscribed from life. But he's only mentioned in this because of that fact. And then a couple other people that we're going to be mentioning is Seuss, Wendy, and Copycat. So
And we'll explain the backstories behind that later on when we get to that point.
yeah. So basically, starting off, Snake was originally Lauren's boyfriend. They broke up over the summer, I guess, in 2018 or no, 2017.
It was an on and off relationship. We started dating in 2017. We had classes together, and I knew him since freshman year of high school. Um, he asked me out. I said yes, but to be honest, at the start of the relationship, I don't think I ever really truly had feelings for him. To be honest, I was new to dating in my defense, and I really didn't know what I was getting myself into at that time period. And to be honest, I probably should have just stayed single because it just was an on and off relation. Long story short, we broke up. Don't really remember the reason why, to be honest. A lot of the stuff from our relationship I've kind of blocked out of, and some of the stuff that I have found through my messages I don't remember happening. So trauma blocked, I guess.
Yeah.
Therefore, on a year after that, it was in my junior year of high school, we got back together, and we didn't last very long prior from there. We only lasted like a month, I think. And then after that, we broke up again. And then a year after that, it was when I moved to the town I'm currently living at. Um, we were a long distance relationship. we got back together. We'll let Katie continue on with this because this is part of her story too, because it's kind of mixed in together. So I'll let her take over.
Yeah, so I'm definitely kind of confused with my timeline, but it's okay. I'll roll with it. As the start of my junior year, he was a senior. He was in my math class and he didn't really understand the subject of math, which is fine. Math is confusing. I'm not holding that against him, but um I remember I had him in math class and I remember that him and Lauren used to be a thing. So I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm starting to catch feelings for him. Am I allowed to date him? If not, I'll back off because I'm not one of those girls that are going to go behind my friends' backs and date the person because I didn't know if she was still interested in him. I didn't know if they were just taking a break. So I didn't want to intrude on their life. If they're like, no, he's still mine, I'm going to be like, okay, you
And
know.
BTW guys, there's another backstory behind that as well. Girl code breaking,
Hmm.
which we will get into detail about that in a minute.
But like I had mentioned before I was with him, it was kind of a weird timeline because this was in September or like late August whenever I asked him out because she said, yeah, go ahead and be with him. But my ghost person, he recently at this time unsubscribed from life and stuff. He died on May 15th. And so it was a very touchy subject. And the only reason why this is mentioned is because Snake used to go between us two and even the third person. And he used to be like, oh, I just don't want to live. I'm going to end it. I'm sorry. I don't want to be here. And he'd threaten his life to us a lot of the time, which was really triggering for me because I have lost a prior person.
Which is also, we're not going to be going into further details into that other story because too
Yeah.
touchy subject. Ugh. Female snake that we are talking about, she was my friend. I knew her since seventh grade in middle school. We had classes together, and so her and I became friends. Everyone thought we were best friends because of how often we hung out. Every time when she was not around, like she was always stuck with my side, and everyone's like, whenever she wasn't around, she's like, "Oh, where's? I thought you and her are like best friends and all that." I mean, at that time period, I never really thought of us as best friends. I guess I more thought of like, oh, close prior friends because I've never felt best friends towards her. I guess this
Side
was
note for y'all in the comments, and if your little brains are thinking it, what makes you best friends isn't how long you've known a person, it is how well you go together and how well you're vibing.
exactly.
If you are happy to be with that person, if this person makes you just, if it charges your social battery, if you feel like you can spend forever with this person by your side and there will be no conflict, that is a best friend.
Exactly.
Just because she was friends with her since seventh grade and not best friends with her doesn't mean that I stole that. It's just me and her click better than me and this other person.
And that is a true fact because we did click better and we actually, yeah. Let's just say when we were friends, I don't know, it was kind of an awkward friendship. I've always thought it was awkward because we never really had subjects to talk about and all that, and I just felt like subjects were like kind of forced into the conversation. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I will admit with myself I was kind of immature for my age, which is practically normal for a teenager to have their immature phases and all that. When Snake and I broke up, and I think it was 2018. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
was it 2018?
to kind of sum up what she's trying to say is Snake and her broke up over the summer. Me and Snake dated from I want to say like September to October And then
Mhm.
after homecoming, he broke up with me, and then he
Well, technically, female snake, actually, she came before you did because I was still living in my hometown at that time.
oh,
This
I
was
didn't know that they dated before.
Yeah, they did dated before. So like so
Okay.
therefore for miscommunication, so therefore female snake got together I think I believe it was in the summertime of 2017. It was like a few months after him and I broke up and for
2018.
it was 17 actually because
Oh,
I was in the current city I'm at now. I guess she wanted to be together with him, and I don't really know how they got together. That's not really my story to talk about because I don't know how they got together. I just know that they were texting and they got together. She dated him behind my back, and I didn't know it at the time till he told me. And I didn't know why I was so upset about it, but it took me years and years. I wish I was joking on this. I had no idea what girl code was at that time period. I literally just found out about girl code last year. And so when I was explaining about this situation to my coworker, she was like, "Oh, she broke girl code on you." And I was like, "That's why I've been so upset about it."
yeah.
Okay.
In my
Any
defense, I thought she knew what girl code was, and that's also why I asked her once again if I could be with him because girl code, obviously. Sisters
Right.
before misters, if everybody is wondering, sisters before misters, your friends always come before guys because guys, let's be honest, they're kind of dumb sometimes, and
Mm.
no boy is ever losing a good friend over.
And unfortunately, he was one of those dumb boys.
Very dumb. But so
Yeah.
he would just go between all three of us. Like I said, and Snake dated between September and October. And I remember it was after homecoming that he broke up with me and he got with female Snake. And then after female Snake, he told me that he still had feelings for Lauren. And I told him, okay. And I told her, hey, Snake still has feelings for you. Here you go. And she was like, okay. And so it was just weird. It was like he got tired of one of us and then he would threaten his life to get a reaction out of us and then he would move on to the next person.
Yeah, no, it was a very awkward relationship. Um, I personally, I did not actually catch feelings for him till towards the end, but when I got back together with him, it was actually when they started dating, and I did ask her, I said, "Hey, I know technically he was my ex, but since you were dating him, is it okay if I can get back together with him?" And she was cool with it, and so, therefore on, we got back together. Like I said, this was an on and off relationship. So this is probably gonna sound very like a lot of topics talking about.
Not only that, but if you guys are going to be like, why didn't you see the signs? Why didn't you guys leave him? We were in high school. We didn't know that he was manipulating us. We didn't know that like technically what this is until now, and this is also why we're telling you guys now as kind of like big sisters on the internet, like, hey, if a guy first of all threatens his life while he's with you, dump him. Red flag.
Yes.
He
Big red
will
flag.
survive without you. I promise you, he will survive without you. It might not seem like it, you might be scared, and if you are that scared for their well-being, get a trusted adult and let the trusted adult handle it, but they will survive without you, I promise. And this is coming from a person who did in fact lose somebody. So,
Right.
but he didn't threaten his life to me. He didn't threaten his life to anybody. He just kind of did it.
Yeah,
So,
I think he did it for attention because I don't know, I feel like he did it whenever he was mad at us about something and he wouldn't like tell us why he was mad. He just did it basically
yeah.
and
So,
wanted for attention.
red flag
Like,
number one, if anybody manipulates you into thinking that you are in control of their lives, you're not. It's okay if you walk away. It's okay if you break up with them. Like I said, if you are truly scared for their well being, get a trusted adult involved. It is not on your shoulders. I wish this is something that me and Lauren knew back then because holy night, it has saved us a lot of stress.
It was a lot, guys. Don't do what we did. We were teenage girls not knowing what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah. And I
Um,
know that teenagers, just sorry for cutting you off, but I know
oh no,
that
you're good.
teenagers, we try our best to be independent. We're trying to be young adults. I get it. But there are some times where you just have to step aside and let the actual adults help you because there is stuff that you should not have to carry on your shoulders and there's stuff that you should not be in charge of. And other people's well being and other people's lives is not something you should carry. You need to worry about you and you only at that point in life, okay?
Yeah, so now that you guys got the whole backstory, we're gonna give you guys the actual tea of what went down in our relationship. So we're giving you details,
I don't
and we're
think I
gonna be
explained.
reading some text messages.
I don't think I explained Guardian to them.
Oh, never mind. We got one more person to explain.
Yeah, so Guardian, I'm gonna call it like Guardian Angel. He is a guy who I coincidentally met in math class. I feel like this was a different math class because it was like 2019. Anywho, I was in a different math class. He was in my class. He said, "Hey, my name is Guardian, not real name, of course." Slapped me on my leg. You know who you are. At first, we were just really good friends, and I would go to him and kind of vent about my relationship with Snake because it was really stressful, and he knew that I was stressed and upset, and I'd cry a lot to him because he was also friends with one of my other friends, which is his fake name is Zeus. Zeus. Anywho, I would be talking to them both a lot about it, and one day he's like, the next time that he breaks up with you, don't go back to him. And I was like, no, but he needs me. And he's like, don't go back to him. And he had told me red flag A through freaking Z. I swear, he mentioned everything. He put it on the table in big bold letters. Like, this guy's manipulating you. You shouldn't have to have this much stress. Like, he was kind of wanting me to like kind of move on with him, but I did wait a little bit because I'm not that rude. So,
Yeah. And then
but I
also,
did. Sorry.
oh no, you're good. Another side note, guys, when she got together with Guardian, we actually all four of us did went on a double date together, which we'll also get into.
But the double date, all in all, was really fun. I
It really
was
was.
having
I
fun with it. So,
will.
but yeah, he helped me get out of that relationship. And to him, I'm forever thankful for because I was literally going insane.
Yeah, and then another I forgot to mention too, when Guardian was telling at that time when they actually did got together, he was mainly going back between me and Female Snake
hmm
at that time period when they got together. So it was just between her and me.
Yeah, so Katie exited the love triangle because she couldn't take it mentally anymore. And at this time, Guardian was also trying to explain the situation to Lauren to get her to stop trying to go with it. But Lauren was a little less receptive to the red flags than I was.
Unfortunately, I knew nothing of dating guys. I was new to everything. So,
This was
of
her
course I was gonna
first.
ignore.
This was her first, and right now, up to date, is still her last
Oh
boyfriend.
my god,
So
don't even get me
she's
started,
single. If you are ready to mingle and treat her right, this lady is single.
bruh. Now that you got the whole backstory, we're gonna read some juicy text messages that I have found through my phone
Yeah.
that I did not know that I still had. I don't know how further detail I'm gonna go to because some of these are a little personal, so I'm not gonna mention the personal text messages, more so of us breaking up basically. It's text
Yeah, I
messages.
wouldn't mention Guardians Crash Out either because that was fictional stuff that happened.
Y- yeah. um, so I found some screenshots on my phone that I apparently had on Google Photos, which I did not know that Google Photos had those messages. So here's how it starts off with. He texted me saying, "Female snake wants me back. She sent me a love song. I'm crying." I responded, "She does? Question mark. You good? Question mark. Because like, what was 19, well, actually 18-year-old me a few weeks before 19 was supposed to respond to that.
Mhm.
And so he responded, "Yes, I'm crying." And I said, "What's wrong?" Question mark. And he responds, "She just wants me back and I don't know what to do." And I said, "I don't know either because like in all reality, I didn't know what to do. I'm not going to just go out and throw up be like, 'Be with me. I want you to be with me.'" But no, I was more so telling him, "I don't know, bro. You can't just put me into this situation where I can't make you choose. This is your decision to make."
I know that you've never watched Grey's Anatomy before, and I know that they're probably going to think that you're a pick me girl because of how this is going to sound. But whenever you said that, it's just like, choose me, pick me, be with me. But
Oh my
continue.
god. Yeah, no, it was I didn't want to throw it out to his face and be like, "I want you to pick me," but I didn't want to pressure him into saying that. So
She's
I
not a
was
pick me girl, ladies.
no, 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 no. And at that
She's
time,
a the heart wants what it wants girl.
and I actually said it to him. So basically, um, he responded, "What would you do if you were me?" Question mark. And I responded, "I'm not sure, TBH. Maybe talk to a parent, ask for advice from them." Because in all reality, what else was I supposed to say? It's like I can't tell you, be like, "Oh my
Punch you off the
gosh,
cliff? Who said
yeah, like
that?
you should be with female snake. Go be with female snake." Even though in all reality, I'm lying through my teeth and be like, "I want you to be with me," but I'm not gonna choose me over someone else, you know?
Also, Snake, if you are watching this, she does not want you to be with her anymore. So
No,
move right along.
go
You
away. Sorry, not sorry. He says I can't breathe very well, and I responded, "Need to FaceTime." And then he said, "So much emotion." And I said, "Do you feel, how do you feel towards her? Be honest." And he said, "Sorta close than usual, but I have to tell myself, no, I'm with you." And then I responded, "Listen to your heart. That's pretty much all I can say." And
and
then
want to crash out so bad.
mhm. He said, "I get paranoid that you're not faithful."
Which
But,
is freaking hilarious because remember, he was going between her and me and Female Snake
uh-huh.
all at once without us really knowing because we all
And
thought he
the
was with
fun
us.
the funniest part was he was the one breaking up with us the entire time.
Literally, and it could be every other day. He would go from one person to the other person, and then me and her would be confused because we'd be like, "Wait, wasn't he with you? No, he broke up with me. Why did he break up with you? Because he wanted to be with female snake more." And then he'd break up with the female snake, and then I'd be like, "But wait, now he's with me. What happened to female snake?" And she'd be like, "Wait, what?"
It got really confusing. And then he said, "But being close to female sake makes me feel calm." And I said, "I am faithful. Trust me. Just listen what your heart wants." And he literally said, "I trust her more than you. I'm sorry." Ah!
uh, you know what would have been the best plot twist? And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I do not condone cheating whatsoever. I really don't like anybody who cheats at all, but it would have been hilarious if after him choosing female snake over you if she cheated on him.
Oh my god, bro.
That would have been karma served on a fresh,
I
hot
wouldn't be
plate.
surprised if that happened, bro, because she was also going for another guy.
Yeah, she was. So, uh, don't cheat, don't be a loser, don't be this guy. But also at the same time, I wish
I
justice was served.
I definitely felt like she was the player type girl.
Probably.
And I just responded, "It's fine." And then he said, "My heart wants female snake." And I said, "Go with female snake." And then um
Slither
appar-
away, you little reptile.
apparently later on, I don't know when this was, female snake's mom told him she she told me her mom does not want us together. And I responded, "Why?" Question mark, question mark.
I wonder why.
Hmm.
It's
Cannot be because
totally
you're going back and forth.
totally not because you're a manipulated arsehole, but whatever.
For real. Okay. He told me instead, she did not tell me. And I said, "That's weird, dot, dot. What are you going to do?" And then he responded, "Probably the universe biting my," sorry guys, have to cuss because he did cuss, "my ass for leaving you, cut my heart out." And I said, "No." And that's the end of that conversation. But
Side.
at that point, apparently we got back together and I said, "Are we still together?" And he said, "Do you want to?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "I love you." Dropping the L bomb. Love bomb me.
Yeah.
Guys.
But side note that has everything to do with this and nothing to do with this. As a graduation present for Lauren,
Hmm.
Snake's mom went onto my Facebook
Oh my
of a
god.
picture that I took of us, all three of us, Snake, her, and me, and cropped me out of it. Which, let me tell you this. We were in my house. It was a picture on my Facebook taken with my phone. She stole that from my Facebook, cropped me, the person that they are in the house of, out of
And
it,
she
and
and
they
she took the
told
photo,
him
guys.
to give it to her for graduation.
Guys, she literally took the photo.
Like off of my Facebook and everything, a photo that I took in my own house where they were sitting with me and
And
took
her
my ass out of
phone.
it.
She took it
I'm
off of her phone.
I am forever heated about that because you know how many pictures they have together? You know how many pictures and selfies that they have on their Facebooks of each other? No,
Bro,
she knew what she was doing. I know she knew what she
his,
was doing because she went out of her way, bypassed both of their Facebooks, went all the way to mine, and took a picture that I took in my house with all three of us and then cropped me out of it
and then
because she told
guys,
me that I was manipulative and not good for her son. Lay
and
the
then
rub salt into the wound, lady.
another side note to that one. For whatever reason, his mom really liked me. I don't know why she was obsessed with me, but she really wanted him and I to be together. I also found another text messages of him telling me, "Hey, my mom wants us to go to prom together." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I just responded, "I guess your mom just loves me."
But guess who she ended up taking the prom instead?
Mhm.
In your face, snake, in your
So,
face. That
yeah.
was hilarious. Yeah, but no, there will never be a time that I'm not mad about that. I'm still mad about that to this day because you really had to go all the way out of your way to get that one singular photo and then really had to put in the work to crop me out of it and then hand it to your son to tell to give to Lauren. That was a low blow. That was a really, really, really bad low blow, and I am forever upset about that. But yeah, no, the amount of how much his mom wanted them to be together was the
It
fact
was insane.
it wasn't just them dating. No, she expected them to get married and have
Mhm.
babies.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
she
know
was
that
obsessed.
because as he was breaking up with me for Lauren, he told me, "My mom doesn't like you. She thinks you're manipulative and crazy," which, okay, whatever. Uh, Mind you, the reason why she thought I was manipulative and crazy is because I was crying over my dead boyfriend.
Which is very valid to cry about.
Like, I'm sorry I have a heart and feelings, but yeah, let me just stop crying about the death of my friend, okay? Yeah,
Anything,
so
she's the one that's calling herself that.
and then she told me that she didn't like us together and that he should be with Lauren because they're gonna get married and have kids one day. I was like, I would like to see you try.
Girl, you did not tell me this.
They did. They literally. That's what that's what Snake said.
Oh my god, that's
And
actually
I
embarrassing.
told him to his face, I would like to
Ah,
see you try.
that's actually so embarrassing. I cannot believe he said that. And then therefore he's going back to female snake. Wow. Okay. And it's the most funniest part about it is that his mom also did not like female snake.
No. And female Snake's mom did not like him. And
I don't
then
know why his mom was obsessed with me for whatever reason. I don't
but
know.
I think eventually Guardian Angel did get to Lauren because that relationship after the fact did not last long, and I think it was after, like, by the time that she graduated, her and Snake were not a thing anymore.
Yeah. So
So it's
on
kind of funny how you received a picture of
that's
just the two of you whenever just the two of you were no longer a thing anymore.
that's also another topic to talk about because it did have to do with this love triangle thing. So, um, Katie was going off to see her dad in Arkansas. So this was the time where she hasn't seen her dad in a long time, and she was going back to see him and hang out with him. And so I was at my cousin's house, and my childhood friend and my cousin and I, we were all having a sleepover together. And so Katie wanted us to all of us FaceTime because she had to stay up super late waiting for her Uber to come to go drop her off at DIA. So,
Oh yeah, I had to take a bus that day, and so I was
yeah.
FaceTiming all of them until like 1 in the freaking morning.
Yeah. So basically what happened during that FaceTime call, um,
It was a roller coaster
it was not good. My cousin does not like Snake at all.
for good reason.
She she did not hesitate to tell him saying, "I hate you." And she kind of more so she wasn't saying it in like I hate you. She was more so saying it in the joking way and all that. Like she was being unserious about it and humorous about it. At the same time, she also was kind of meaning it because she really did not like him. I just responded because in those uncomfortable situations you just laugh about it, be like, "Oh my god, why would you say that?" Basically because
I have
well,
no clue why you feel like that.
like just like laugh it off. I laughed it off and I was like, "Oh my god, stop saying that." And I was mind you guys, I was 19 years old at this time, so give me a rest on here on my part because yes, I should have stood up for him and be like, "Girl, I should have been more serious about it." But in side note, I was 19. I was also sleep deprived. This all happened at midnight and we were tired, and I was also busy with my cousin and my childhood friends. So at that time period, I was trying to have fun with them too, and I was trying to have fun with my friends on the phone. And so I thought he would take it as a joke. Apparently, he did not take it as a joke. He was texting her while her and I were on FaceTime because he hung up on FaceTime because he got mad at my cousin and he was threatening to end our friendship because of my cousin saying she hated me. And Katie will take
which
over from this conversation.
I fed it to him straight. I did not defend him. And this is like where my saga of Snake ends because I made him so mad that he blocked me, which is fine. Good riddance. Take your reptile skin with you. Not my husband laughing in the background.
Oh my god, bro.
um, but no, I told him to stay. I was just like, you're being a butt. You're manipulative. You go back and forth between all of us. It's not fair. And I told him everything that he didn't want to hear because he thought that he could run to me and I would take his side. And I told him I'm done with that. Like, no, you're not
Well,
nice to me. You're not nice
and
to her.
he knows I am best friends with her. And so like every time when they we hung out, he got jealous. And so she was like basically telling him it's like, dude, you don't ever like give us like alone time or anything because he
No,
was
like,
obsessed with us for whatever reason.
seriously, anytime that me and Lauren were hanging out by ourselves, if he wasn't invited, something always came up that made him so sad that he just had to end it. And it got annoying because me and her could never just breathe and hang out and like do best friend things. We always had to be like, "Oh, don't hurt yourself. Don't do that just because we're hanging out." Like, yeah, you can come and hang out with us. Like, dude, and he is the same age as Lauren, and so
Unfortunately, guys.
it's kind of upsetting because I'm a year younger than them, and I was having to babysit him every single time because anytime me and Lauren hung out, he was automatically butthurt that he wasn't invited. It's just like not all the time whenever we hang out that we want to hang out with you. Like me and her were best friends before me and him ever got together.
Exactly. I don't know. It was just a lot. And so, she gave me a heads up of what was going on. She texted me and screenshotted the messages that he was sending, and she was pre-warning me saying, "Hey, you might be losing a friend tonight." Just wanted
Yeah.
to give you a pre-warning on that.
Which she had mixed emotions at first, but she ended up being okay with that because, me and
Because
her were both done.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty butthurt about it. It took me a bit to be like, okay, I'm okay now. But I'm not gonna lie, like I mentioned before, just because I didn't had feelings for him at the beginning of the relationship, I was feeling feelings towards him towards the end of it. And that was the hard part about it. Because there were good times. We all had good times, like especially like I mentioned previous earlier, we all four of us had a double date, which was very, very fun. We all had a fun time.
And before you guys go and say, like, I just bashed him, we were all civil with each other. Like, even though we knew what he was doing in a sense, like, with the three of us, like, we never spoke anything ill about the girl. We never spoke anything ill about him. We didn't particularly like what he was doing, but we were never mean about it. Like, me and her were very understanding and very like, hey, like in the end, it is high school. And so while I did have feelings for him at the beginning of our relationship, I still cared for this person, even though those feelings started to fade, which is why at the very, very, very end, I was really just tired. I wanted to go to um, Arkansas and just have a good time, spend time with my family, not really focus on, if there was going to be a pile of ashes sitting for me whenever I got home. Like
and
I was just done
unfortunately
with it.
this and unfortunately this happened right before her trip too. And
Yeah,
she was
so
also
I got
crashing
on a
out.
flight very stressed out.
Because she was also sticking up for me and saying, "Bro, why are you going back and forth? You're just breaking her heart. You're breaking my heart. Like, why are you just going back and forth between us? Like, just choose and stick with it or be done with it." And he
Yeah,
was
so.
not happy with that conversation.
And guys, heads up, he's still alive to this day. So even though he threatened so much, even though he claimed that he was going to, he never did. There was never any marks on him. There was never anything of self harm. There was never anything. He was not even admitted to a mental hospital, guys. So whenever I'm
Mm-mm.
telling you,
And he low key needed one.
he did. All in all, I hope what you get from this is, like I said before, you can leave. If you are scared for their well being, go get a trusted adult to handle it for you. You do not need that pressure.
Or, therefore, call the police.
Yes, do a
Eh,
welfare check. Hey, this person is scaring me. They're not being nice to themselves. Police will never turn down a welfare check for you, and it costs $0. Zilch, nothing for you to make one phone call and say, hey, please check on this person. They're threatening their lives, okay? The worst thing that's going to happen is that they're going to be admitted for 72 hours, which is 3 days, and maybe they'll be a little mad at you at the end of it. But hey, if they are threatening, you have every right to try to help them. I used to be a safe school ambassador. I know the warning signs for self harm and suicide. Okay, I do. So, if you're ever in a situation where you feel really uncomfortable and you don't know what to do, please go get a trusted adult, whether that be your family, whether that be a teacher, counselor, somebody that you trust. It could even be a more grown up best friend that you have. They will help you, other people will help you. If that person doesn't take you seriously, go find a secondary adult. Somebody will listen to you, I promise, and somebody will give
mhm.
them the help that they need, because
Exactly.
all we wish for Snake is for him to get counseling, some therapy, to really like fix whatever the
Or
need is.
if he is better, then congrats. Good for you. We're glad
Yes.
that you're better. We're not saying this in a sarcastic way. We're really glad you're better, and we're hope you you're doing what you're. I don't know.
Yeah. We hope
Go
you're doing
good for the
good.
best.
Honestly. We wish you the best. We don't wish any ill intention on you. We don't wish any ill intention on Female Snake. We don't wish any ill intention on anybody, really. We just want what's best for you, and we hope that you're not hurting yourself or hurting other people, because that's not cool ever. That's all for today's video. We love you. Wish you the best.
And don't do what we did. Don't go on and off relationship. Trust me,
Listen
it
to your big
always ends
sisters.
bad. And
Yes,
also, BTW, don't do long distance relationship like what I did because look where I ended up, guys.
for real.
Don't do long distances. Don't play with players. Don't get in a love triangle. And peace out.
Peace out.